Hello everybody, welcome back once again to the Final Fantasy Tactics walkthrough. We are coming up on our next deep dungeon battle. This one is going to be Voyage. Now, of all of the deep dungeon battles, this one was actually the most frustrating for me. Simply because I was not getting lucky with these, with the treasures. I kept getting Phoenix Downs, unfortunately. So I believe I had to do this one. It was either 3 or 4 times. I'm actually leaning more towards 4 or 5 actually at this point. Why is it such a pain in the butt? Well, number one, the treasures are not obtainable, close to the entrance. So you really have to do a lot of running around in order to get them. And then on top of that, just because of the location of the treasures, you're most likely going to have to you're going to have to defeat the majority of the enemies in order to get to them. So, again, I just had poor luck. That doesn't necessarily mean that you will. But, again, I did have a really rough time here. So we'll see how this one all plays out. But, anyways, a couple of, I should say, pretty cool treasures here. Now, the Ragnarok, I don't believe I actually obtained before this point. So, normally, excuse me, normally the Ragnarok, if you haven't gone out of your way to try to catch knight swords from enemy ninjas, it's likely that this will be the first Ragnarok that you come across as well. That is one, unique, fairly unique anyway, treasure. Again, though, technically you can get them earlier if you want to, if you, catch them from ninjas. Otherwise, the other treasures we have here is the Robe of Lords. That is very unique, very interesting. I actually really like that item, especially for Beowulf. And then finally the Perseus bow, which I'll be honest, I don't really like the archers in this game, so that is not one of my, or it's not an item that I'm real wild about, but it is a decent bow. So again, that is I guess the third semi-unique treasure here, and then the fourth treasure is actually an elixir. So let's just rattle them off with the coordinates here. X2Y10 is the elixir, X3Y8 is the Ragnarok, X6Y7 is the Robe of Lords, and X8Y6 is the Perseus bow. So, that being said, that is what we are going to obtain. I believe I end up getting, all the rares. I don't think that I ended up with any Phoenix Downs. Obviously, in the case of the Robe of Lords and the Perseus bow, I absolutely would not have continued on if it wasn't, or if I didn't obtain those two. However, the Ragnarok and Elixir, again, they're not exactly one-time only treasures, so I was not as concerned with getting them. Now, that being said, if you notice here, we've got a lot of really beefy monsters here. So, this battle actually would have been really decent for, having the, poach, poach ability equipped, and then being able to poach these monsters. So, that, I don't know if I actually went that route or not. At this point, I believe I had already obtained all of the items that I really cared about, I guess, from poaching. So, normally what I did here was actually before I even started the deep dungeon was I would, find or seek out a monster that I wanted to poach, and then I'd, actually invite one of that type into my party, I guess. And then just have them actually breed. And then once I got the monster that I was interested in, then I would just bring it into battle and poach it myself, usually using Orlandu and Ramza. Orlandu's usually kind of my, enforcer, almost, I guess you could say. And again, that's just because he's so powerful. I mean, he does a really good job against most of the enemies, not only having the range on a lot of these sword skills, but here's a perfect example. He's got the Knight Sword, which steals HP from an enemy and gives it to him. So again, he's got a really good way of keeping himself healthy even when he does take a lot of hits. So that's kind of why I go about it that way. And then obviously he's got a lot of multi-target abilities as well to kind of do a little crowd control almost. But anyway, so yeah, that's kind of what I like to do. And actually, usually when I come down here into the deep dungeon, I really don't do a whole lot of poaching. Again, mostly because I've already done that. And then on top of that, that actually poach would take up your not reaction ability, but you're just basically your passive ability. And usually at this point in the game, I like to have almost everyone, if not everyone, equipped with the dual swords ability instead. And then again, I like to use that combo of Chaos Blade plus the Excalibur. So really good setup. Again, the reason for that is obviously for the haste from the Excalibur, as well as the regeneration from the Chaos Blade. And then on top of that, the Chaos Blade is just crazy as far as actual damage. So anyways, long story short, that's how I like to have my character set up, and that is why I'm not really going to be poaching, from what I remember anyway. Who knows? I very well may have that ability equipped. It's been actually been a little while since I took this footage, so getting a little rusty. I forgot how beefy all these enemies are, though. Jeez, I got really... Oh! Alright, so that enemy down there actually stepped on one of the treasures, which obviously he activated the sleep trap. Now, unfortunately, we need to get him off of that spot. So what I'll end up doing here, I'm guessing, is putting one of these enemies to sleep instead, and killing him off down there, and thus, getting him to either turn into a crystal or potentially maybe getting him to actually move off of that spot in order to, just in order to, be able to step there instead. So, anyways, as usual here, we've got Rafa, invisible, hasted, lowered her brave, obviously, there right off the bat, too, with chicken. I'm not sure actually what she's at right now. I'd guess 11 or 12. Brave, so not perfect, mind you, but her brave will be definitely at acceptable levels in order to obtain the treasures here. Okay. So yeah, actually, unfortunately, with the enemy makeup here, or setup, however you want to say that, I've got a lot of HP to cut through. Had I got a bunch of human enemies here, this would not have taken this long, but that's okay. We did okay. So, alright. It's looking like we've got at least the behemoth under control, that blue dragon obviously being kind of crippled with, Mustadio using Don't Act on him, or Arm Snipe, however you want to look at it, has kind of put him out of commission, so that's a good thing, obviously. These, the dragons, and, the hydras, really all of these beefier enemies, they've got such good attack damage at this point in the game, and, obviously they're based off of my character's level, which is 99, obviously, and so they can really pack a punch. So it's really good to obviously take somebody like Orlando here, which can cut through these enemies pretty quickly. But all right. Oh, no, we don't want to use that. There we go. Okay, so yeah, we've basically got this under control. I think that was the last. Oh, I'm sorry. There actually technically is the one more Hydra I forgot about that we put to sleep. But we'll get him under control here. Although, I don't know. I guess you could probably argue that he's already under control. I actually need to kill him off. So, being that actually that Hydra is kind of really close, I can actually probably head up to the top. or head back kind of with Orlando, and run back over to where he's at and try to kill him from above. Lightning stab is always a good ability to use for that. The other thing is you have to be really careful too at this point. So to be honest, this is a fairly well, I guess I don't know how it compares to the other maps in terms of size, but it feels like there's not as many tiles, if that makes sense. So while the map may seem large, it's not actually that big, just because there's a lot of I don't know if you can call it dead space, but just a lot of tiles that you can't actually you know, step on. So so that being said, you have to be careful at a certain point, and I would say that the treasures are you know, basically right up against the walls, and you'll kind of hopefully see what I mean here in a minute. Hopefully these enemies start to leave some crystals behind so that we can get a little light going here. Obviously, I'm actually going to start putting, I'm betting, Mustadio and Orlando to sleep. We don't really need them that much anymore. Although I guess, again, that Hydra is still present on the map, so we can't be, I guess, can't be too careful here. But, alright, so I'm gonna, this is kind of where you, it's a good term here. We kind of end up doing a little, it's not necessarily backtracking, but we'll start heading back around to the left here. Anyway, Ramza is obviously down there and making his way to the right areas. Alright. Rafa's getting that too, so we'll actually be able to get our first treasure here pretty soon. There's a crystal. Alright, so let's get a little light going. Oh, that doesn't help that much, but hopefully another one of these will turn into a crystal. Looks like we got a couple. Oh, so here's the first treasure, I believe. Nope. Oh, I'm one off. I'm one tile off. Sorry, 2 tiles, technically. You need to go over to the left one and then up one more. Yeah, right. Right one spot in front of Ramza there is the first treasure. So, boom. There we go. Alright, so there's the Perseus bow. So, that's the first one, obviously. And then, yeah, oh, there we go. Another crystal. There we go. Gosh, that helps so much more. Okay, so just around this corner and up against the wall is the next treasure. So there we are. Boom, Robe of Lords. All right, so there's the 2 critical treasures, I would say. The rest of the treasures are again not necessarily one time only. Unfortunately, though, this Hydra is standing on one of them, so we're going to have to get him out of the way in one way or the other. So I'm not sure exactly how we're going to go about that, but we'll see. There we go. Boy, that really helps. All right. Okay. Not really sure what I'm doing in the menu here. That's probably not going to help me out that much. Yeah, not really sure what I'm doing here. I know. Okay, all right. So I think I'm gonna try to get this guy to have the don't act status. Yeah, here we go. Okay, so that's probably a good idea. We'll wait instead of just waking him up so that he has the ability to like counteract or counter attack. I wanted to get that don't act status on him and then get him out of the way. And here I'm. That's pretty. That normally would be pretty ballsy, hitting him with Rafa there. But one spot in front of Ramza there, that's another treasure. So hopefully here. Right, I need to actually start moving him into So I believe that's 0-0. So if you're looking for the yeah, actually this is 0-0. This like back corner. So if you're trying to figure out where exactly the treasures are without just looking at the map like I am, you can use the coordinates that I mentioned earlier. I mean, to be honest though, it's pretty easy, especially now that a lot of light has been shown on the area. It's pretty easy to figure out where the stuff is. But anyways. Alright, let's get that guy out of there. There we go. Get him out of the way. Okay, so we're good to go now. And here I'm just looking for the exit, obviously. So there, let's grab this. There's the Ragnarok. Okay. So, you know, again now, even Ragnarok isn't, you know, this isn't the only place to get one, although, you know, you could argue it's the easiest. I don't know. I don't know if I would necessarily agree with that, but catching from ninjas is also pretty easy. But I guess that's an easy argument to make for some, because you know you have to find the right ninjas. So I guess I would say use whatever method you like best. Here's the last one. There you go. So there's the elixir. Got pretty lucky, obviously, with this time around. I know, again, this took a long time. This was many battles trying to get just the right one. I shouldn't say that. Let me rephrase that. It took me a lot of battles in order to actually obtain all of the treasures without failing, essentially. So, anyways, all right. So I'm actually gonna start looking for the tile, which is what I'm doing right here, and someone's gonna get killed. Boom! Nighty night. Probably should not have left him alive like that, and probably I should have stuck the don't act ability on him, or status effect, I should say. Sleep. All right. Alright, so let's put him to sleep, and I'm actually going to get Mustadio back up, because I'm not sure exactly how much longer this battle's going to... It shouldn't be too long, though. Oh, I feel like I missed one tile there. I feel like I needed to move one step back, right? Nope. Oh, there it is. There's the exit. Alright, so we're home free. There's no treasures left, and we have obtained, or got found the exit, so we're good to go. I actually technically don't even need to revive Mustadio here if I don't want to, although it looks like, yeah, I'm going to play it safe. Okay. Probably a good plan. Just in case. That would have actually been pretty horrible. I would have been extremely disappointed, I'm sure, being, again, that this probably was my 5th attempt at this level. So, alright, I'm betting I'm going to use arm aim on him. Yep, so we'll get him... Oh yeah, make darn sure that he's not able to kill anyone. And let's finish him off. Boom! Oh my gosh, even Beowulf is a beast with the Chaos Blade. So that's... Oh, that sword is so good. It's way too good. It's straight up overpowered. I think that if you were actually only able to obtain one of them in the game, it might not have been so bad. But, you know, just the simple fact that, you know, number one, you can catch them from ninjas, and then number two, you can just duplicate them, even if you do, you know, end up only getting one. Now, the Chaos Blade is actually found here in the Deep Dungeon on the very, very last level as well, so, you know, like most weapons in the game, there's more than one way to skin a cat, and if you aren't able to find one from a ninja, which, I mean, to be completely honest, is pretty easy. The level 99 ninjas will throw them at you as long as they've got that Knight Sword ability learned. But anyways, all right, so that is it. Obviously, Rafa, once again, you know, freaking out. I'm letting her brave get a little bit low there, obviously, but she'll be fine. We'll repair that in a bit. But here is the Perseus bow, and then I've got the Ragnarok for you as well. And I think we'll finish up with, I'm guessing, the Robe of Lords last. But anyways, as always, I hope this guide was helpful, and hope you join me for more videos. Thanks for watching.